So it was generating a VBScript for the recorded script, or whenever we planning to enhance our script, no, we were trying to use a VBScript. Okay, it's a part of a QTP now. So it's an independent language, but it in QTP incorporated that one to enhance the script developed in the developed for automation testing. So we are developing the script, but for a further enhancement or for a for further enhancement, what we are doing, we are using the VBScript, the if condition, while condition, for loop. Those are all the VBScript part. Okay, so how those are, what are those actually? We are going to see what is the condition statements, how to declare a variable, how those are used in the programming. That we will see. Okay, and some string functions will be there. So how those string functions can be used in our QTP automation testing. Okay. So first of all, we will understand the basic part of a VBScript. VBScript modeled on a Visual Basic. Visual Basic is one of the Microsoft programming language. Okay. So it is an active scripting language developed by the Microsoft. Okay. It's a VBScript is a part of Visual Basic actually. So Visual Basic is one of the programming language, and VBScript is a lightweight programming language that uses the component object model. Okay, it works in the object model to access the element of the environment within which it is running. Okay, so we spoke about elements in the first class. Okay, the elements which are available. So okay, so how those elements look like is now you open any browser. Okay, right click, okay, and see here you will be having on view source. Click on a view source button. When you click on a view source, you will be finding some source code. Okay, in that, from the view source, from this source, suppose if you want to access some elements, okay, so to access some elements now, you will be using the VBScript. Okay, and while working on the QTP, we were seeing that our object properties are getting the values. Our object properties are getting the object values from the application. So from where those values are coming? Those values are all coming from the this view source only. Okay. The VBScript. So there are data types are there. Data types in VBScript. VBScript has only one data type known as variant. In different languages, Java, you take C, you take any other programming language, there are different type of data types will be there. But in VBScript, only one data type is there. If you take an example for a C, it will have multiple data types like int, float, okay, double, long. These are the different data types, and string is also one other data type. So, but in VBScript, we have only one data type, that is known as a variant. Okay, a variant is a special kind of data type that can contain different type of values. Okay. So variant is a special kind of data type that contains different type of values based on how it is used. So we'll see that I'll share you this document. You can go through the each line by line to understand in detail. Okay, so just I'll go briefly. Data types means it will have only one data type, and it will have a sub data types. Okay, sub data types are nothing but integer, string, boolean, date, and object. So what is the string data type? It contains only the integer value. The string data type sub data type contains only integer value. It will not accept the string. It will not accept the string alphabets. Okay. And the string means it can contains text. It's a combination of both numerics and alpha characters. Boolean means contains either true or a false. Boolean true or false being stored in the as Boolean sub data type. Okay. Date is one of the sub data type which contains the date, which will be accepted in the date format. If you want to store anything in the date format, so that time you need to use the sub data type as a date. Okay. Object contains an object. That means the element which is available in the application. Okay. So variables, will come to the variables now. So just in this about topic, nothing to worry. Just VBScript is the one lightweight programming language. Okay, it's a part of it is developed by Microsoft. It was a part of VBScript, Visual Basic, and in VBScript, so there is only one data type is there. That is called a variant. There are other subtype data types. Subtypes are there. Okay, Those subtypes are integer, string, boolean, date, and object. Okay, so if you ask in the interview, if you've been asked is if you are being asked a question on the data type, is means you'll be asked how many data types are there in the VB script. They may ask you. So that time you should go ahead with the only one data type, that is called a variant. You should explain that one. But it has got a different type of subtypes. Those are integer, string, boolean, date, and object. Okay. And the variables. Variable is the what is a variable? So in one class I told you what is a variable. Variable is the one which we will be using to store the value. Okay, we will be declaring a variable to assign a value to it. That later part, that variable will be used anywhere in the program. Okay, you can explicitly declare the variables in QTP using dim, public, or a private statement. Okay, like how you can declare is dim a equal to 10. So I can make a equal to 10. I can use this a anywhere in the program. If you have such a big program, you can use that variable anywhere in the program where you need a value of a 10. Okay, or else you can declare with the public statement or a private statement. Dim is the most commonly used option. Okay, so to declare the variables, you will be using the dim statement most of the time. Okay, how the declaration, how to declare and all, we need to declare like this: dim a equal to 10. Okay, so these are the some notes those are important to remember. It is not necessary to declare a variable to use it. So okay, in a VBScript, it is one of the advantages. What is the advantage is you no need to declare any variable before you use it in the VBScript. Okay, simply you can declare. Okay, simply you can declare and use it wherever you want. Now, if I run this one, the variable a will be taken as a 10 and b will be taken as a 22, and the addition of the two will be happened. Okay, the result will be assigned to variable c. Here we have not declared any variable. Here we have not declared any variable, but without the declaration, we can have the variable created and assign the value to it. Okay. You can use the same variable for storing multiple types of values such as a string, integer, etc. Although this is not considered as a good programming practice, because you can use it. This variable, one is the single variable. Now I declare a with a 10. Later part I can use that same variable to declare anything. I can use the same variable again to assign some new value also. Now you will see. Now I am using the same variable a two times. So one is with the 10, one is with the string. That is what it is explaining over here. You can write multiple statements in the same line in QTP by separating them using a colon. Okay. So suppose if you want to declare variables. Okay. If you want to declare 5 variables, no need to declare all the 5 variables like this, dim a, dim b, or dim c separately, but you can declare them separated by say comma a, b. Only one statement, dim a, comma b, comma c, how many you want, you can declare those instead of declaring one by one independently. Okay. So how to declare is the variable as is shown in the screen, dim a, and you can declare like this. It's a multiple declaration in a single statement. So how to assign a value? Using the assignment operator. This equal to is called as an assignment operator. So we are going to use the assignment operator to assign a value to a variable. Okay. So you can assign, say without, if you assign a value to a variable without double quotes, then that will be considered as a integer. If you assign a value to a variable within the double quotes, then that will be treated as a string. Okay, it's an important. If you assign a variable, if you assign a value to a variable within the double quotes, then it will be treated as a string. If you assign a value to a variable without double quotes, then it will be treated as a integer. Okay. Now, this is also one of the way of declaring the variables. Instead of going to the new line, okay, you can declare variables like this. It is called a multiple declaration in a single statement. Okay. So how I was doing here? Here what I have done, a equal to 10, and I came to the new line and assigned b equal to 22. Or else you can do a equal to 10, then use the colon, then b equal to 22. Okay, you can remove this. You can declare the variable values in a single statement. That is called a multiple declaration in a single statement. Okay. Assigning values to undeclared variables. Okay. This is start date. Here, what is assigning the value to undeclared variables? That is what we have done. So we have declared these values, right? Now I have not declared a variable and c variable. So even though I am able to assign the value to the variable. Okay. Now here assigning a different type of data to same variable. So this is already we have seen. You can use the same variable to assign any number of variables and different type of variable values. Okay. So rem is to comment a line in a VBScript window, you can use a single quote. Okay, or else you can use the text rem to comment a statement in a window. Okay, you can use the single quote, that is apostrophe like, or else you can write the rem to comment the thing. Suppose if you want to suppose you want to comment block of a statement, then what you need to do is you need to select those number of blocks. Okay, those number of statements. I want to block first 3 at a time. Then you select the first 3 lines, then press the control and press M. Okay, control plus M comments the block of the statement. Now this is one more important option, option explicit. So till now what we were seeing here is we were able to declare the variables, we were able to define the variables without declaration. We were declaring the variables with the values, okay, without declaring them. But it's not a good practice. Without declaration, we should not use the variable. So what happens is, if the program is lengthy, then it will create a problem in understanding which variable we declared, where it is being used, okay, why it is being used, we will not be able to understand. Okay, to avoid that confusion, so what we can do is we can use this option explicit method. Option explicit. So declare this statement before you start the programming. Okay, declare this statement before you start writing the program. If you declare this statement, what it does is it will look for the variables used in the program, if those variables are declared or not. Option, that means optional explicit forces the script, okay, to declare the variable before you use it. Okay, now we will see an example. Now the previous example only we will see whatever we used. Now when I run this program, so what is the error you see? Variable is undefined. Before, when we didn't have this option explicit, we didn't get this error. But when we have this optional explicit, we are getting this error. What it is saying is variable A is not defined. Before, if you want to use it, you should declare that. So that means what the optional explicit does is it forces the script to declare the variable before you use it. So if I declare A, B, C. then you will not get the error. Okay, script got executed. That is the use of the optional explicit. So in your real time also, if you are working on a script, then make sure that you are declare the optional explicit before in the beginning of the script. Okay. The optional explicit in QTP, using optional explicit statement in QTP forces you to declare the every variable that you want to use in your script. Using any undeclared variable will result in error. Okay. And array. So how to declare an array? First of all, we understand what is an array. Array variables are declared the same way as a normal variables, except that variable name should be followed by a parenthesis. Okay. So array is the one type of element. Okay. You can store a list of variables. You can store a list of variables. A data type which holds a list of variables. Okay, list of values. Sorry, array is the one which holds a list of values. Okay, how do we declare arrays? Just you need to declare a of 5. So if I say a of 5, we are creating an array. We are creating an array for elements 5. Okay, the array index starts from the 6. How it looks like this is how 0. The indexing of array starts like this. Whenever you assign some value to an array, it will be taken into consideration like this: a of 0 first value, a of 1 then second value. So the list, it will become a list now. Okay, it holds the list of the values in one position. Okay, here we can see dim AR written right, AR of 9. Then the AR of 0 will have the 1. The AR of 1 will have, we are assigning here. Here I am assigning the values. Okay, it's nothing but a list which will hold the different set of values. Okay, earlier what we have seen, simple declaration, this one which holds only single value. Suppose if you declare a variable as an array with the number over here, it will hold those many number of values. Okay, the indexing will start from 0 to 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we will see. Here I said 1. How to assign values? Here I am showing. Here you can assign the values to array of like this. Suppose we want to print the values, to see whether it is printing correctly or not. Okay. Whether it is printing 5 or not. How do we see? Okay. It is printing this one. That means the location. The indexing starts from the here. The name itself here. The count is 5. The integer value is 5. But since the index starts from 0, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will not take that last 5. It will take only the 5 elements. This 5, the integer 5 means 5 elements. Not the if you not it will not be considered as a 0 to 5. Okay. And there are multiple type of declarations are there for in the array. There is a multi-dimensional array. Okay. The multi-dimensional array is location wise. So Excel sheet, if you see, so how this cell will be identified? It's a two-dimensional, right? So how the next Excel sheet is in a two-dimensional array kind of thing. To access this value, suppose if I want to access this value, okay, then what will be the location of this one? The location of this one will be identified as 1, 1. So that means 1, 1 is nothing but a row and column. The first row is the first column. Likewise, that is been identified like a with a two-dimensional array: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Likewise, okay. And so that is single. This is called a single dimensional array. This is called a two dimensional array. Okay, and one more is the dynamic array. The dynamic arrays, we will be storing the values dynamically into the array. Okay, just we will not be giving anything in the declaration over here, right? Just you will remove it. Okay, how many you want, you can declare it. How many you want, you can declare it. You can keep there. It's like infinite. You can declare any number of array elements here. Okay, now here you see. Without that also, you should not throw to errors. You see, substitute out of range. Using dynamic array. Okay, so the redeem is the one which we will be using to retrieve the value. Suppose here I have one array declared for 5 elements, right? And I have used only 3 indexes, 3 position of the array, and the rest will be waste. Instead of declaring new element, so you may there is a situation that there may situation you may need to declare one more array which will be which can hold 2 values. Okay, but already you have one array declared in which 2 positions are free. In the declaration here, only 3 positions are used, and the rest 2 positions are left. You want to make use of those 2 later part. Okay, how do you use it? To make use of that, you will be using the redeem method. Okay, redeem preserve array. Okay, here in this example, if you see redeem preserve array, you will be declaring an array with the redeem preserve method. What it does is, it takes these values into the first location and the second location, and the third location onwards it will increase like this. Okay, we will explain this. Here the preserve word says that we are going to preserve the third location of this new array. We are going to preserve this array from the end where it has been ended. Okay, we are going to start from there where it has been ended. Okay, it has been ended with the 0. Here the count is 1, right? 1 means 0 and 1. Okay, then here we are going to preserve this. We are going to preserve this array with the preserve keyword to use it further for a next position. Here you see this one. Okay, now if I want to print this value, just check it out whether it is working or not. So here you see in this program, when you declare a dynamic variable, you are using the redeem preserve method to make. Why we are declare? If you declare a variable array as a dynamic, so that means that you are going to reuse that array with the redeem preserve keyword. Then only it will work. If you are not using that as a with the redeem preserve method, then you will get an error. It will say a subscription is out of range. Here in this first one, it is this array is ended. Okay, this array is ended here only. But again we are starting from the here. It's a redeclaration. Okay, it's a redeclaration. But we are preserving the value. That is, we are preserving the position of this array. That is means 0, 1 is already used, and we are going to start from the 2. Again, if you want to redeclare the same thing, you can use it. What you can do is clear override, then use it 5. Then again, you can use the variables to assign it like this. Okay. So this is also one of the interview questions. What is redeem and what is a preserve? How do you declare a dynamic array? Okay. So if you are going to declare a dynamic array, it is sure that you are going to use the redeem preserve keyword to access that array. If you are not just if you do only this much, then you will get an error. Sorry. You will see subscript out of range. You will get an array because it doesn't know the end or a start. This one doesn't know the end and start. If you mention and rename and preserve, then it will have the effect.